Hi, I'm Curt Baumgart, and I'm the service manager of Bob Lindsay Honda. I'm glad you took the time to stop by and learn a little bit about what it's going to take to become an auto mechanic. First, a little bit about myself. I've been a service manager for over 35 years. Prior to that, I worked my way up to be a mechanic. Started out really early age. I was fortunate to work for my dad, washing cars, learning oil changes, learning to change tires, and eventually I learned how to take engines out, rebuild them, put them back in, take out transmissions, and do every aspect of what it takes to fix a car. So we're going to tell you a little bit about what you can do and learn all the steps through the years to get good at that. I'm here today with Adam, and Adam's here to help me show you some of the things you can learn at a young age on your road to becoming an auto mechanic. Adam's going to work. He brought along a biplane and a power tool to show you how to take bolts apart so you can disassemble something, and then I'm going to make you put it back together. He's taking out a bolt, and if he has the wrench turned the wrong way, it won't work. So cars just like all of us, everything is piece by piece, but it's got a certain place it has to go. And if you don't put it back in the right place, it's not going to work. If you try to put the propeller on backwards, then the airplane won't take off. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I think you should put it back together now if you got it pretty much apart. You think you could do it? That didn't look right. You got to work on turning that around, maybe. It's not always as easy as it looks. But the more you do something, the better you get at it, and the faster you get at it. Let me give him a hand here. Let's put this guy underneath it. Okay, now let's see if that helps. That's it. Lila came in to give me a hand today, and Lila is, how old are you, Lila? 5 years old. Good. So Lila's going to be a mechanic someday, I can tell, because she's pretty smart. And she's going to show us just how the things you can do to learn how things go together. And some people think that puzzles are really something that are fun and simple, but you don't really realize what you're learning while you're doing it, how things go together. An engine on a car is just like a puzzle. Every piece has to fit in place, and if it doesn't, then the engine isn't going to run. With a puzzle, you can start small and do a smaller puzzle, and as you get older, you get more and more pieces. And the same thing with a car. When you get a little older, you start off on something small and you learn how to do something bigger. And pretty soon you're taking an engine out and taking it apart and putting it back together. So we just wanted to get some good help in here to show you just how exciting this could be and where we can go and just keep learning. Hey, we're back again. I got Adam and Lila here. And just wanted to show you some of the things you can do that you will need to work on as you grow, which you've probably grown a lot lately. One of the things we need to do, we need to adjust the seat and handlebars on our bicycle. So with that, we're going to need a wrench to loosen up the handlebars. And Adam has actually done this before, but we need an adult usually to break these loose because they're pretty tight. And we want to make sure they're tight when we get done. So we got one there, we got one here. And then we're going to get Adam to sit on his bicycle and adjust them how he likes it. Go ahead, Adam. Pull them up there and move them where we want. Okay. Put them up a little farther, probably. There you go. And then we just tighten these up. And always make sure you get an adult to help you at the end, because if you don't and they're loose, we don't want you to take a fall. We want to make sure that we do every job right the first time. Okay, that should do it, Adam. All right. And then we're going to adjust the seat a little bit. We've got a lever that we just flip, and Adam, we can raise that up because he's getting pretty tall. So we can raise it up or down, wherever it fits him, and then just lock it right back in place. So you're probably thinking, is he ever going to get to a car? Because that's why we're here, to fix cars. So brought my friends along again, and they wanted to learn a little something today. So we're gonna check the depth of a tire, so we can, what are the things mechanics do on every car that comes in our shop. Part of the inspection is checking the depth of the tire to make sure it's safe, and checking the pressures of the tire to make sure they're safe as well. So what we got here is a very simple gauge that we use, and we put it on the tire and we push it down, and it'll show us how many 30 seconds of tread is left on the tire. This is a brand new car, so we've got really good measurement on it. So then the other thing we do is we want to check the pressure. So we take off the valve cap, and this is a very simple, inexpensive tire gauge. It works okay. So we just press it on, and it shows us how many pounds of air is in the tire. Then we go to the ones that the real professionals use. This is a little more expensive, but it's very accurate. So we'll take it and put it on, and it'll show us exactly to the 1/10 of a pound how much pressure is in that tire. So that being part of it, we always want to make sure to put this cap back on because we don't want to get dirt in there because that could ruin it. And nowadays they have a tire pressure sensor in there, and they're very expensive to replace. So we want to take care of that. So we're going to step over here and we're going to check the oil in this car. This is something that is often neglected but very important to do because if it runs low on oil, it can actually ruin a motor and be very expensive to repair. So what we want to do, you can see there's a lot of things going on in here, but right inside here is they make it bright color so you know. And that's the dipstick that goes all the way through the engine down into the oil pan, and it checks the level of oil. So it needs to be between the full and the low mark. And this one, full of oil, as we'd expect for a brand new car. Make sure we put it back in and push it all the way down. There's a lot of other things that are checked, and they've done it very easily so we can look at all little clear things and make sure they're good. But that's some of the maintenance that we want to do all the time on our cars.